Hi guys, this concealer pencil is perfect if your skin is generally clear but you have a few red spots or pimples or any kind of marks that you want to cover up, but they don't really warrant either a full face of foundation. If the rest of my skin is generally pretty clear and then I go on and put concealer on, it can tend to look quite obvious where I have and haven't applied the concealer. It's the most natural and subtle way I have found so far to cover redness from pimples without making it even remotely obvious that you're wearing makeup. Huda Beauty Lip Contour Stain. Now I want to preface this by saying that this actually has nothing to do with the Huda Beauty product and more to do with the shade of the product. I actually really don't like the packaging. I think it's overpriced. It isn't very efficient. It seems like it's always kind of dry. It's just a really good shade. This one in particular, warm brown. Rosewood is my perfect lip match shade. So if you have a similar lip color to me, kind of purpley, this one you'll probably love. And to give credit, I have some other purpley shades from K-beauty brands, but they're a bit more bright purple. This is a lot more natural. I was sent all of these in PR, so I got to try every single shade, and that's the only reason why I actually tried this shade, because normally I would look at this and think there's no way that would suit me. But there are a few things that go into this. First of all, lip stains are incredible as lip liners. I don't think I'll ever use a normal lip liner again because they stay so much longer. I wear them before I've applied foundation as a first step in my routine, basically. If you do it after foundation, you will clog up the nib of the pen, which will make it harder to get the product out next time. And I find that applying foundation over the top of this makes the color even more natural. The reason I like this shade in particular is because it's the perfect blend of color and darkness. So I've tried some of her other darker or even lighter, more brownish stains. This is the perfect kind of slightly warmish, not too orangey, not too dark, not too light combination for my lips in particular that allow me to have the contrasty look that I'm going for. If I choose a color that is the same shade as my lips and then I apply a foundation over the top, it can sometimes just disappear with the foundation. So going a little bit darker means that I can keep that contrast by the end of my whole makeup routine when I'm actually ready to apply lip products. I apply this in short areas, blend it out really, really quickly because it dries quickly. I don't apply it to my actual lips. I apply it to the outside because I'm trying to make my lips look bigger now that I don't get lip injections. Oh, mwah, mwah, mwah. Maybelline Lumi Matte. This has been likened to Estee Lauder Double Wear for your reference if you have used that and kind of know what it's like. It is a really good coverage foundation. It is very buildable, and if you want it to be thick, you can get it there. If you don't want it to be thick, you can shear it out pretty easily. The way I like to apply it is to apply it to the back of my hand, use my finger to basically cover the surface area of whatever area that I'm working on. I work on one area at a time, like a cheek, forehead, and then I grab my little cushion sponge and I use that to blend out the product and then also absorb any excess so that it still looks natural, but I'm getting a decent amount of coverage. This is probably the only foundation I have ever tried, or for as long as I can remember at least, that doesn't feel like I haven't set it with powder if I don't. I'm really fussy with the way that foundations feel. I always set them with powder because otherwise my hair gets stuck in them and I hate that feeling. The fact that this doesn't actually need to be set is amazing. I do still set it because it still looks great like that and it just removes that last bit of tackiness. If you have dry skin, you might not like this. I think it is better for oilier skin. It does dry really quickly. You have to work quite quickly with it, but it lasts all day. So this, especially for a supermarket foundation, they tend to have a reputation for oxidizing and going orange by the end of the day or as soon as you leave your house. This one doesn't. It's fair enough for my fair skin. It doesn't go orange and the undertone is yellow, which is amazing. This is probably my 2025 overall winner if I had to pick one. She Glam Setting Powder. This is very affordable. I have repurchased this. It doesn't make my foundation look more orange. A lot of powders do that when you have really fair skin. Even on concealer, it doesn't do that. It has a slight shimmery sheen to it, which is very odd, but it isn't super obvious on your face. I don't even really notice it, and I would notice it if it was obvious. And it doesn't add coverage, so it just sets my face, does the absolute bare minimum, all that it needs to do, and I just haven't had an issue with this, and again, it's just so affordable. This is a matte, slightly warmer contouring powder. Now, when I'm saying warmer, I'm saying it in the context of this being for fair skin. So from the get-go, this is already going to be a lot more cool than what you would have used if you fake tan or you've bought a bronzer from a Western brand. Most of these products are going to be from Asian brands because they cater so well to fair skin. I use this to shade my entire face, so my forehead, my cheeks, and in my crease as well. Purely because it has a slightly bit more warmth than the next product I'm going to show you, which means that it just looks more natural on my skin. This is the second palette. This top shade is quite light but very cool toned, a bit more grey. I'll use that to contour my nose. And then the bottom shade is a bit darker and I'll use that to contour around my lips, again just to make them look bigger without getting lip filler. This is a cushion blush. It does have a little pad in here that I've removed. I don't use that. It doesn't give me enough control. I use this with a synthetic brush. I dip it into this little sponge here, which has soaked up all of the product. And then I'll kind of dab it on this little part here, which used to hold the sponge, so that I'm removing any excess blush from the brush. Because sometimes if you dip straight in there, it might get too much on one little area of the brush and then you'll apply it to your face. And again, you'll get that little concentrated area. So by dipping in here first, applying it to here, kind of swirling it around, you're evenly distributing the blush over your brush so that when you apply it to your cheeks, it looks nice and even. This color does look very intimidating, but blushes are often very deceptive. This is just a beautiful, summery, pinkish color. Beautiful formula, despite it being cream. Like normally I don't like cream products because they feel dewy on my skin or they take off my foundation. This doesn't do that. It's kind of like a watery texture almost. So it blends in really nicely. It doesn't really take off my foundation and it doesn't feel dewy or sticky afterwards. This little blush is very unassuming. It's very affordable, pretty plain color. It's quite light. I just have been using this every single time I've applied blush, like any other blush. I kind of apply it to the apples of my cheeks, around this area here, just to blend everything out. I've got two highlighters because I couldn't choose and they're both good for different purposes. This one is great if you like a more of a blinding highlight. If you want to use it on your eyelids, you get a really crisp color, which is great. I use this often for that purpose. It's just a really nice color. The name of it makes me laugh. Moon Glow. That's something that I've actually struggled with when transitioning from fake tan to fair skin, is finding highlighters that have the right combination of silvery, pinky, yellowy, because often they're too much of one of those things. It's a really nice combination of a silvery, slightly pinkish shade. This Hourglass highlighter is just an old faithful. I will probably have this till the day I die. They last so long, it's so finely milled, such a beautiful quality product, so soft, so airbrush looking, so diffused and flattering. This shade is perfect if you have fair skin. Really subtle, just so natural. You'll never regret investing in this product. Lounge Phase Brow Pencil. Who would have thought? It is the best brow product I've used. That's why I released it in the first place. Super fine tip. It's so precise. It's so creamy. It doesn't pull out your brow hairs when you're applying it. Vegan, cruelty-free. Of course, mascara is going to be Lounge Face Lash. This is a vegan tubing mascara that is super volumizing, which is really rare for a tubing formula. Often they are very wet, which means that you get long, thin, skinny lashes, which is great in some situations, but not everyone wants that. I don't. This has a dry formula, which means that you have to work really quickly. You have to build on one eye at a time continuously without taking breaks. You get this stunning like false lash look. It has a really particular wand. It's a silicone wand with spikes on it. Deposits a lot of product onto your lashes, but the silicone spikes will smooth and pull through that product, dragging it across your lashes, meaning that you get these really fanned out, defined lashes, which is of course my favorite lash look. Lip products. These are all products that I couldn't choose between because I genuinely love and adore them. This is a crayon. It is the perfect shade for my lips. If I want this kind of pinky, purpley vibe, you know? It's really hard for me to find that kind of tone. It also has a little brush on the end if you want to blur it out. The only minor downside is that it is a little bit drying. You will need to put a lip balm on underneath. This next product is a new one, but it is something that I'm so excited about. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This is another crayon, and it also has a brush on the end to blend out the product. This is the perfect nude for at least my lips and my complexion. If you want a nude lip for fair skin that isn't even remotely brownish or orangey or corpsey or grey or cool toned, this is it. For me, it is the perfect shade. Nivea Watermelon Shine Lip Balm is just the OG. I have been using this non-stop all year. Since I bought it, I have one in every single room. The color is stunning, not too red, not too blue shade. You can just slap it on and your lips look fuller. They're moisturized, not as moisturized as like a normal lip balm, but still much better than most of these other products that I've been showing you. It is a bit of a pink though, so if you don't like brighter lip shades, you won't like this. But if you're a fake tanner who naturally has fair skin and you do want to kind of experiment with switching up your makeup or not always being fake tanned, I know it's hard, this is such a great product to start out with. This looks so beautiful on fair skin because it really makes your lips pop, and it's so affordable, so there isn't a big barrier to entry with this, and you can find them like everywhere. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, subscribe, or leave leave a comment telling me what you want to try, if you had tried anything, if you have any recommendations of products you think I might like. I would love to hear your feedback. I'm also thinking about doing another version of this video, but for other categories like hair, tech, home, that kind of thing. So if that interests you, let me know. Bye.